Yeah, hey Glox07. This is my first time actually live streaming on my phone. Last time I actually streamed was on my desktop with a webcam, which had very terrible audio, so it's great to see you again. Just waiting a little bit, and then I'll get started. Yeah. I guess it just might be you for now. This is kind of just out of the blue, something I'm trying. Um, because like I might do another stream later. Uh, I guess I'm not sure, but for now it's just out of the blue for me to actually live stream. Alright. I don't want any controversy. Alright. Alright, let's get started on this. So I've kind of had a curiosity over the while. Is that this is my Linden triple chime, and I have mentioned it I think once or twice before that the balance wheel amplitude is not great in this. It's much lower than my Hermley 1992 Hamilton is. So I have done a little research and I've known that these two are the exact same balance wheels. So one thing I'm going to do over the course of this is just try swapping them out, but also doing some rod adjustments to both of them. So at the same time, hopefully it's better. I mean, I have no idea what this is even saying at this point. I don't know. So all right, that's better. first step when you remove a movement is then you just take off the screw. I completely forgot. Yeah, Diet Pepsi is really good. I'm just saying, it is true. I got this weird, don't, I know it's kind of weird, but I got a soda over there, Diet Sam Cola, and to me, it just tastes awful. I do not like it at all, but I have it from time to time, so I mostly take Diet Pepsi over that any day, just I can't really drink it, because my parents, they don't let me drink it that much. Alright. And if anyone's curious about the year on this, this is a 2014 Linden, and the reason I'm calling it that is because this movement was placed in 2014, I believe. Yeah, I would understand that Diet Pepsi, it does taste weird to some people, but for me and my parents, we like it. And I don't know what was going on in the chat there. I don't know, since I can't even read any of that text, it's too blurry for me. And also the phone that I'm recording, it's my Motorola phone. The funny thing is that it has a very janky tripod mount to it, and I just got a different tripod for it, a better one than I used last time. And I literally was outside for like I believe maybe an hour and a half working on a tripod mount for this. So then I could mount it there. It's terrible, and the funny thing is that it's held in with rubber bands and wood. It's that bad. And I really just have a more appreciation for these movements, even though they're hurling movements, they're just so much nicer. I do have more appreciation more than this one. These ones are just more awesome. And clocks aside, I was going to do a comment on the musical clocks that you have. I was going to do a comment, but at the same time, I keep on getting sidetracked for a few days, and I always want to keep on commenting, but and then I kind of forget the names of them since the I'm not really into musical clocks more than mechanicals, but it's just me. But it may be later today I may comment on the short. And before I change it over, you could see the amplitude of the balance wheel for the 1050. It's it's not as strong as I would think it is, and someone did mention is that the little cover that is right there is like so you can like unscrew that and then you can like take it out and then like you can put a little drop of oil there and then it would help it. But one thing I've noticed is that you can't take them out. You just can't. Every single flathead screwdriver I've tried, it's either I almost break the movement or I just bend them out of my way, which is worse. So I just leave them alone because they're not as good anymore. So it says what I do, but it runs like this. Just I sometimes it even slows down so much to where it seems like it might stop, but it's better. But it maybe later I'll do a little close up of it. And there is something about these two that makes it different. Is that the older style, these balance wheels, is with the one where they actually have a wire there and they float, like the older floating balance wheels. Is that you can't take an older one and put it in this because it just doesn't have room for it. It doesn't allow it. One thing I've tried earlier and it's just not as great. Let's see there. It was actually at one point that I was for the soft house movement is that the balance wheel wasn't working anymore. So then it was at that point I was like, okay, the movement's junk because I can't get a balance wheel for it. And getting a used balance wheel is really a hit or miss on eBay, and plus they're not that expensive, but they are a big hit or miss. And also with shipping, that just worries a lot more than what it is at this point. I should never do this. Yeah, don't ever do that. Alright, I think I need to get a different screwdriver later. Try this one more time. You just gotta be careful around them. One thing I've been doing lately for a lot of my videos is, if anyone knows what Microsoft Copilot is I've been asking it to generate a summary of like my videos, and then I finally did one to where it generated the one for the collection video I did on Friday, and then it still said these two things. Is they were like, you brought the New Haven back, which was nicer, but at the same time you also are saying about that grandfather clock you're gonna get in your collection soon, which I know I've been keeping everyone on their toes here recently about it, and all I'm gonna say is that it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm not gonna tell you what the brand is, even though hint hint it's a generic one, a one that everyone knows about and recognizes it for its famousness. That's all the hints I'm gonna give. I mean, you can't really tell the difference between the two, even though they're exact same ones. So this one was uh, from the 340, and then this one was from the 1050. Now I was just curious if wondering if it's probably from the mainstream power, but that's not really what it could be because when I fully wind it, it still runs terribly. So I'm not really sure at this point. So all I can do is put this one in the 340 and see if it runs better, and then we'll know. And then this one in the 1050. I feel like I could leave this stream up, but I don't know if I will. I might just unlist it and leave it there, and then I might bring it back. I don't know. I'll let you guys get a little closer. Believe me, I wish this camera would go down even further, but this is probably as close as it's gonna get. So I don't think it's the balance wheel that's the issue. I think that it is the actual movement. It's gummed up, and the thing is that I always oil my clocks, even though it's not really necessary to, once a year or best. Or I just maintain them, look at them, or just do something with them at best. So I think it's just the movement that's the issue, but based on this, it's running much better than before. So I'll continue with this, and we'll put the 1050 balance wheel into the 340. I mean, you gotta appreciate these movements. These things are really beautiful. And one thing that still is funny to me is that I believe since this is I don't know if this is refurbished or if this is a brand new one back then, um, is that the funny thing is that they couldn't fit in the case, so they bent the chime selection hammer backwards. I don't know how and why they would do that, but I find it too funny. I guess it was just so they could fit it back in the case. What anyone would say, you think that it might be a little bit better? I think it is a little bit. Yeah, this stream's probably a fail. If anyone could recognize this quote I'm about to say, then it's from a different channel that I watched a live stream. Back then in 2023, when I didn't have a channel, I was still subbed to another clock collector, and they were doing a live stream. They were doing it once, and then they like stopped, and then they did it again, like after a few minutes. And then here's the quote I'm gonna say: "I'm never live streaming again." It would be funny if we knew which one it is. I know, but it would be funny if a guest to see. Seems that the 1050 does not want to play fair. I think it was a fail. Oh well. At least we see it. I still see this as a win. It looks so much more healthier than what it is before. And the St. Michael's slow-mo just released. And the slow-mos I always record are always on this phone. They always are. Hold on, I get it. Even though it's right there, I have to look at it. Maybe it wasn't. Hi, Toad's not travel. Yeah, I'm sorry if I don't say that right. Hmm. I wonder what it is. Is it a clock? I'm curious now. That's always the conclusion I jump to. Wow, that's actually really cool. I have heard of them before, and I kind of have a AM clock as well. It's the Westinghouse travel clock. I finally got it opened and took the battery out and put in a different battery, and it worked. It's awesome. But I have heard of them before, and they are really awesome. I'm gonna put 1050 back in 1050. The Westinghouse, I believe. I don't know if it was. I don't know where it was actually from exactly. Germany, Korea, anywhere. I don't know. It says on the bottom of it, but I don't remember at all where it is from. Let's switch over to this then. What is it that you don't like about it? Oh man. Um, I don't know where the antenna in the Westinghouse is for me, but that's terrible. That's just a thin wire. They don't get any range like that. You need like an actual piece of wire. Well, the thing is that if it's soldered to the board, then I would like maybe try to get a piece of wire, modify it a little bit, and then get like an actual antenna off another radio, that like one of those extender radios, and then try it. Hmm. Oh my goodness. In the collection video that I did Friday, I showed my alarm clock that I use. Um, it's got a nice volume adjuster, which is really nice for it. I really like that. Alright, back to original right here. Better. I have I have heard a few alarm clocks that are like a fire alarm, literally, and it's really loud. I actually got a funny story. I had an old alarm clock that I got from my father, and then like I set it to go off at 6 in the morning, and the thing is that they had no volume adjuster, so it played as loud as it can, and it was a regular alarm clock. It was so bad. And then, so it basically woke up my entire family, well, the rest of my family, I would say. And I'll tell you, they were not happy. That's all I'm going to say. And to a question for anyone who is participating right here, should I do more of these? Like, should I set up a tripod and my camera and go live more often? Because the last time I went live was in January. Should I do this again? Because I'm asking you guys if I should do it again. Because, like, do you guys find these interesting or cool that I do this? Because most of the time I just make videos and shorts and I do community posts every once in a while. I rarely go live since I don't feel like I just get nervous from it. There's a full story about the journey about my Hamilton. It's a funny story. You guys should check it out. It's kind of funny. But at the same time, remember, it doesn't have a strike rod in it. It just has the four chime rods, which, better yet, the thing has around 3.4 thousand views on a short. And when I posted it to TikTok, which I am on TikTok and Instagram, by the way, check me out there if you guys search me up, but I'm there. But when I posted this, it got a lot of views. Like a lot of people liked it, and then I commented, "Why is this short so popular?" And I don't know why. Alright, so I'm gonna remove my phone, my camera from the tripod because I want to show one more thing before I end the stream since I gotta go do a few things later that I need to do. So I just need to take off the rubber bands. Alright, let's go. Alright, so we all knew that my Ridgeway was always in my room. Well, now, here it is again. It's now back down here for a reason, because if this is gonna be like what is it? Before the thing I did after. So this is gonna be here, and this is for kind of insight. So if anyone watches another stream I'm gonna do, maybe later, I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but if I do, then it's just gonna be a little chaotic. But here's a preview of what I'm gonna do. Ridgeway's right here. Another corner that another new grandfather clock might go there, and it's gonna be like this. But I don't think there's gonna be a couch in the way anymore. But that's happy. So I moved this down here, which it's not really that hard to move it down here, but it is a little annoying. But the most of the weight is from the weights themselves, literally, and the pendulum, and then just taking off a few stuff off in there. And you know, I've already done it before, once when I did that first live stream. But if anyone ever wants me to do a face reveal, I'd be like, probably not sure if I want to, but I would do it maybe every once in a while. But the one thing I wish that I did have is that I wish that I knew some clock collectors that I'm around, because I'm around the Chicago area, and that's all I'm gonna say. And it's kind of sad, but this is as happy as I'm gonna be right now. So how do I end this? I don't know how I end the stream. I don't know. Hello, Robert. How you been recently? So you're just gonna watch this real quick. That is my Linden triple chime movement, and then that is my 340-020 Hamilton movement. They are out of my Hamilton movement. Right here. This is the one that's out of there, and then that one over there is from this one. Yeah, I know you haven't done a live stream yet, but like, how do I end this stream? No. I'm not really sure, but I want to say if this will end the stream, thanks for watching the stream.